Back, the naturopath from New Zealand. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking about parasites in this series. I've had many people ask me, with parasites, ask me through my YouTube channel, Eric, does CanXida work at all for parasites? Is it any good? I've tried XYZ product from this website, I've tried, this product from this website, I've tried this, and is yours just another one of these pills that I'm going to end up chucking in the drawer, that I tried for a little while and it didn't work? Well, my reply to those people is CanXida does work. We've had it now released for 4 years, 5 years. We've had many thousands of people send us incredibly good feedback from CanXida. I'm not interested in publishing testimonials all over the net, but if we wanted to, we could create a website with 500 testimonials on this product. I'm not interested. Who gives a damn about testimonials? It's something you need to try for yourself. CanXida has been based on over 30 years of my clinical experience, working for multiple companies, including Thorn Research, Douglas Laboratories, Dr. Wilson's original formulations. I've worked as a technical specialist now for decades in this field. I know the companies, I know the raw materials, I know the manufacturing procedures. It's just my game, it's what I do. But I also always had a passion to really help people on a deep level when it came to gut dysfunction, and it's why I created CanXida Remove. I got disappointed of giving people 6 or 7 different containers of, caprylic acid and oregano oil and neem and a bit of this and a bit of that. I got sick of it. So I thought, what can I make that's got everything in it, that's got the best of what I like to use with people? And that's how CanXida Remove was born. Okay, this one with the red label. So we've got patients now all over the world, in over 60 countries. I've seen patients that have been purchasing CanXida Remove. It's expensive in some countries because of freight costs. I appreciate that. And we are seriously looking into European distribution in 2020. So I'm looking at getting a warehousing there so we can dispatch to all of our customers all throughout the EU region. But why does CanXida work? Why would it be any good for parasites? Why is it different than anything else you've taken? Well, CanXida is different in that it was designed by somebody who actually sees patients. That's a big deal. Many supplements that you take have been made by people sitting in rooms with McDonald's wrappers in their hands and an iPhone, cell phone in their other hand, typing on a screen. They've never seen a patient. They're either academics or they're supplement formulators. They're actually not people sitting with their butt on a chair talking to people about health problems. Because what you quickly realize as a clinician, some supplements work, some don't work, some are junk. And some just are totally outrageously over-expensive crap that should never be designed. So when you work with multiple brands like I have, you start to understand also the power of the raw material and the quality. And that's why I've never liked the cheaper supplements, because I've always found that certain countries make these raw materials and they're not a good thing to look at. I look at the certificate, the certificate of analysis, the COA. I look at the COA, and when I see some country origins and I have a look at the microbial contamination and the mold contamination, and the excipients in there, I just reject this crap, There's so much crap on the market. So it all starts with good raw materials. So I select the best raw materials to put in my product, and I only use the types of ingredients that I know from experience actually work with people. So CanXida Remove contains a whole bunch of things in there that target not just parasites, but also bacteria and yeasts. It's one of the few formulas ever designed on the market today that works equally well for a lot of gut dysfunction, whether it's a SIBO-related problem, whether it's a colonic-related problem, whether it's a parasite-related problem, whether it's a yeast-related problem. CanXida Remove has an influence on all of those systems, on all of those particular pathogens. And I've seen this, it's been proven to work through multiple stool tests which we've performed. Over 1,000 stool tests in the last 3 years alone. This clinic has performed over 1,000 in the EU region, Australia, New Zealand, and predominantly North America. So when you compete that quantity of stool testing and you get a really good feel for the susceptibility panels and what works, that's how you formulate supplements. Okay, well, that's how I formulate anyway. And it's worked for me because the feedback I get has been outstanding. Now, many people believe you can't eradicate a parasite with a dietary supplement. What a load of crap! You can do that, but you have to know how to do that. That's the thing. many people disbelieve a lot of things, but then realize later on that it was a fallacious disbelief. Okay, you can get your gut in a very high shape regardless of the condition. But there are some, obviously, conditions that we can't do much for. If you've got advanced, bowel cancer pathology, if you've got Crohn's disease with massive lesions throughout your gut, well, come on, it's pretty hard to turn, something around that's in that condition. But in most cases of patients I've seen that have dysfunction with parasites, bacteria or yeasts, we can turn them around usually between 3 to 6 months if it's of a year duration. If they've had the dysfunction for 2 to 5 years, it may take 8 months or 12 months. If they've had the problem for 10 or 15 years, it could take up to 2 years, right? But I've yet to see a gut case in my clinic that we can't turn around and improve. And that level of improvement can be from minor up to full on outstanding health. And all you need is basic dietary principles, a basic quality supplement like CanXida, okay, and some basic information like you're getting now, and that will get you on the right track. You don't need endless doctor's visits with drugs and stool tests that lead to nowhere, that just pinpoint 1 or 2 bugs but don't look at the full picture. You don't need that. You don't need to leave clinics with bottles and bottles of 50 different dietary supplements. One of my patients a few days ago was spending $1,000 a month on supplements and is getting nowhere. So don't do that. You don't need tons of supplements for the gut. The CanXida Remove is the cleaner. Okay, so I like people to be on that to get the gut into a clean state. It's got high quality oregano oil in it, caprylic acid, grapefruit seed extract, there's neem in there, there's berberine in there. I put all of the best in that tablet. And the dosages, please look at the playlists on CanXida supplements. You can learn all about dosages. Okay. The second product which I recommend to take for parasites is the Restore. Okay, it's this one here with the green label. So this is the second product I developed because I wanted to put a probiotic into someone's hand that also had enzymes with it. So I find enzymes and probiotics work extremely well together. So the reason why you would use a Restore is exactly like what it says. It resets and restores the gut function. Now, Restore and Remove can be taken together, or some patients also take Remove anywhere between 1 up to 6 per day for a few weeks, and then may take Restore. But I find that Restore works very well, 1 capsule once or twice a day, and Remove up 1 to 3 tablets per day. And the protocol normally can be between 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, up to 6 months. It just depends on your gut. But by using the enzyme in the probiotic, you facilitate a significantly better breakdown of food. Right? Because there's specialty enzymes. There are 7 specialty enzymes in that formula. So they're going to break down proteins, but especially vegetable fibers and carbs down to smaller particle size. That's going to allow the bacteria further down, give them something to feed on. So the fermentation will be better. The short-chain fatty acids will improve. Your butyrate level goes up. Your propionate level goes up. All of these things improve. They become more balanced. And when they become more balanced, the hormone signals to the brain become more balanced. Ghrelin and leptin, for example, are influenced by butyrate. So when short-chain fatty acids come up, you can more easily control your cravings and desires for foods. You don't have to be a member of the BBC anymore, okay? The big bum club, the big butt club, okay? Enzymes are great for that. So if you get this gut in great shape, get good bacteria happening in there, the appetite will be much more easily controlled, the energy will be outstanding, inflammation goes down, and goodbye parasite. Parasites can't stand a digestive system with a balanced pH, high levels of beneficial bacteria, and the imbalanced flora in their place. Okay? So commensals, okay, are flora I call politicians. You've got the good bacteria, you've got the not so good bacteria, and you've got the imbalanced ones. So I call them the politicians of the gut. They can go any way, they can go good or bad depending on how much money they're getting from someone at the time. So, okay, in this case, these guys, if they get McDonald's, or they're going to go bad. If they, get asparagus and broccoli, they're going to go good. So depending on what you eat will influence those commensals, depending on the drugs you take and the stresses you have. Okay, life is a really cool thing, but it's all about balance and moderation. As soon as you put antibiotics in there, kapow, candida or bad bacteria, so be careful. Okay, so the balance of taking Restore and Remove is very, very good for parasites. It's a protocol I recommend you do if you've got blastocystis or dientamoeba fragilis or a similar parasite, or another amoeba, for example. It could be Ascarides, or there could be worms. You could have all sorts of parasites, but to me, it's all the same thing. You use the remove and the restore side by side for a period, usually at the beginning for about a month or 6 weeks. You improve your diet. You have a look at some of my videos on relaxation, on eating properly. That will really help you to get your body in a great shape and overcome this parasite problem. So the probiotics I forgot to mention in the restore, I've used the best strains I can find for boosting gut immunity. So Lactobacillus rhamnosus is one of my favorite ones. That's in there as well. We've got some really good strains in here. We've got the Plantarum rhamnosus, and we've got the DDS1 acidophilus. So that's the Department of Dairy Science 1, which was developed by Dr. Kem Shahani in the 1960s, would you believe it? Dr. Shahani was one of America's leading pioneers in microbiology, a Pakistani microbiologist who devoted his life towards studying Lactobacillus. There are, I believe, over 250 papers published on DDS1. It's considered to be the ultimate Lactobacillus. It's a human strain, one of the few from the human gut that was actually taken and colonized. It's a very powerful Lactobacillus. So that's in that supplement. We've got bifidobacteria in there, of course, as well. Longum, and I think we've got the bifidobifidum in there. So we've got a nice balance of the Lactobacillus and the bifidobacteria in that supplement, along with the enzymes. A perfect accompaniment for the remove. And the feedback we get from that pigeon pair has been exceptional from now hundreds and hundreds of cases that we've received. So there you have it, a simple protocol for a powerful potential pathogen. It can easily be done. Okay. The funny thing in life I found is sometimes we look at things and we think we need a really complicated solution, but we don't. Generally, the simple solutions work the best. All right, think about it. Thanks for tuning in.